An unmatched query is used to find a field within one table that doesn't match a field within another. Or you could do the same with queries, that one field in a query doesn't match a field in another query. For example, I have two tables here, Kristen and Tim's, and they're both contacts. And let's say that I want to be able to eliminate both those tables and just create one contact table. Before I do that, I want to find out if I have anything that's different or doesn't match between the two contacts that they have. I could, of course, eyeball it and say, let's see, here are the contacts here looking at the employee ID. Let me go to Tim's. He's got some employees here. In fact, to keep it simple, what I've done, if you'll notice when I select these records down here, record employee ID 21 through 25, Everett through Doe, come over here, 21 through 25, Everett through Doe. I mean, of course, if you got hundreds or thousands of records, you're not going to be eyeballing this and doing all that crazy stuff. Instead, you can use the unmatched query, and it will say, beginning with Kristen's contacts and comparing it against Tim's, that the only things that don't match will be these records here. At least that should be the results when I use the unmatched query. Okay, we're going to start with this table to see if it can match against Tim's, or we can start with Tim's table and see what doesn't match in Kristen's. But we'll start with Kristen's. Okay, to get started, come up here, click on the Create tab, go over to the other group, and click on the Query Wizard. There it is. Find Unmatched Query. We can double click on that to get the wizard started. What is the first table? Which is the first table? It's going to be Kristen's. Okay, so we can just go ahead and select her table and click Next. Who are we comparing it against? It'll be Tim's contacts. It's already selected. Click Next. And then what piece of information is in both tables that we want to compare to see if there's going to be no matches? Well, it's going to be between the employee IDs, right? Now, the name of the field could be EEID in one table and employee ID in another. It doesn't compare that, it compares the actual data. But it just so happens I have employee ID and employee ID. It makes it easier to spot here. And all I have to do is when both of them are selected, just click on the Do Not Match button, and down below it adds it. Employee ID, that doesn't match employee ID in this table here. Click Next. And then what fields do you want to see in the query results? In other words, the employee ID, sure, I want to see all the IDs that don't match, but to help me out, maybe I'll take a look at their last names and first names, and that should be good. Click Next. That's going to be the name of it. You can change it. But the default name is very helpful to me because we have Kristen's contacts without matching Tim's. Kind of tells you right there in the title of your query, doesn't it? So I don't want to change that and click Finish. And there it is up at the top, Kristen's contacts without matching Tim's. So these are Kristen's contacts that don't match Tim's. Okay, that's why Kristen was the first table in the query wizard, because we were looking at hers and comparing it to Tim's, versus if we put Tim's first in the query wizard, comparing his to hers. So we have 28. Now, when you look at this, it's not sorted. So you can click on the employee ID drop-down arrow and sort smallest to largest so we can get it numerically in order, 26 through 47, which if we go back to Kristen's contacts, there's 26 through 47 that aren't matching in Tim's here, because he doesn't have 26 through 47. But Kristen also doesn't have 1 through 20. Come back here, where's 1 through 20? Again, this is Kristen's contacts that doesn't match Tim's. Not Tim's that doesn't match Kristen, because if we go back and we redo the query wizard and this time put Tim as the first table, then we're going to say Tim's contacts. When we're finished, it'll say Tim's contacts without matching Kristen's, and the ones that won't match Kristen's will be his right here, 1 through 20, because Kristen doesn't have 1 through 20, and again vice versa. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.